By meeting Dr. Einstein in London, I might say, changed the whole course of my life. You remember, I had been in South Africa, in the diamond business, then Amsterdam in the diamond market. I wanted to go back to South Africa. Dr. Einstein made that possible for me.
No, that was a very good job of mine. Oh, and after they take off the bandages, well, his face has changed so much. As a nurse, they had to reintroduce me.
I love that face. I still carry the picture with me.
Well, this looks more the way you used to look, but still I wouldn't know you.
I think we go back to that face, Doctor.
Yeah, I think it is a safe place now.
Well, I know you both want to get to where you're going.
My dear aunts, I'm so full of that delicious dinner, I'm unable to move a muscle.
Yeah, it is very safe here.
Yes, but it's really so
I
very
found
late.
it! I found it!
What did you find, Teddy?
The story of my life. My biography.
Yeah.
Here's the picture I was telling you about, General. President Roosevelt and General Goggles at Clever Cuts. That's me, General. And that's you.
My, how I have changed.
Well, see, this picture hasn't even been taken yet. I haven't even started Clever Cuts. And now, General, you shall accompany me on the inspection of the new lock.
No, Teddy, not to Panama.
Yeah, we will go some other time. Panama is a long way off.
No, nonsense. It's just down in the cellar.
The cellar.
We let Teddy dig the Panama Canal in the cellar.
General Goggles, as President of the United States, Commander-in-Chief of the Army and Navy, and the man who gave you this job, I demand you accompany me on the inspection of the new lock.
Teddy, I think it's time you went to bed.
I beg your pardon. Who are you?
I'm Woodrow Wilson. Go to bed.
There are no Wilson. Let me see. Face looks familiar. Not anyone I know now. Perhaps later. On my hunting trip to Africa. Yes, you look like someone I might meet in the jungle.
It's your brother Jonathan, dear. He's had his face changed. Yes.
Ah, so that's it. A nature pick.
Oh, and perhaps you had better go to bed, Teddy. Jonathan and his friend have to go back to their hotel.
General Goggles, inspect the canal.
All right, Mr. President, we go off to Panama.
Bully! Just bully! Follow me, General. Oh, it's down south, you know.
Bon voyage, y'all.
And Tabby, I must correct your misapprehension. You spoke of our hotel. We have no hotel. We came directly here.
But it's a very nice little hotel about 3
Hey,
blocks down.
Martha, this is my home.
Oh, but you can't stay here, Jonathan. We need our rooms.
Need them?
Yes, for our lodgers.
Are there lodgers in this house?
Well, not right now, but we plan to have some.
Then my old room is still free.
Oh, but there's no place for Dr. Einstein.
You'll share the room with me.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jonathan. I'm afraid you can't stay here.
Dr. Einstein and I need a place to sleep. You remember this afternoon that as a boy I could be disagreeable. It wouldn't be very pleasant for any of us.
Perhaps we should just let them stay here tonight.
Well, just overnight, Jonathan.
That's settled. Now if you'll get my room ready.
It only needs airing out. We keep it ready to show our lodgers. I'm sure you and Dr. Einstein will find it comfortable.
You have a very distinguished guest in Dr. Einstein. I'm afraid you don't appreciate his skill, but you will. In a few weeks, you'll see me looking like a very different Jonathan.
Oh, we can't operate on you here.
After we get organized, after we've resumed practice. Oh, I forgot to tell you, we're turning Grandfather's laboratory into an operating room.
Oh, Jonathan, we will not let you turn this house into a hospital.
Oh, hospital, heavens no! This will be a beauty parlor.
Johnny Donovan's a cellar.
Dr. Einstein, My dear aunts have invited us to live.
Oh, you fixed it?
Well, you're sleeping here tonight.
Please get our rooms ready immediately.
Well, just for tonight.
Shorty, when I went down to the cellar, what do you think that I find?
What?
The Panama Canal.
The Panama Canal.
Yeah, it fits Mr. Spinozzo perfectly. It is a hole Teddy dug. It is 6 feet long and 4 feet wide.
Down there.
Ah, you would think they were expecting us to bring Mr. Spinozzo in.
Rather a good joke by my aunts. Gonna be living in a house with a body buried in the cellar.
But how did we get him in?
Yes. Can't just walk him in through the front door. We'll drive the car up between the house and the cemetery, and after they've gone to bed, we'll bring Spinozzo in through the window.
Oh, a bed, Shawnee. Just think, tonight we will have a bed to sleep in.
Take it easy, Doctor. Remember, you're operating tomorrow, and this time you'd better be sober.
Don't worry, Shawnee. I will fix you up beautifully.
If you don't,
Well, Jonathan, your room is ready.
then you two run along to bed. We're moving the car up behind the house.
It's just fine where it is until the morning.
I don't want to leave it in the street. It might be against the law.
Oh, Abby, what are we going to do?
Well, we're not going to let them stay more than one night in this house, one thing. What would the neighbors think? People coming in here with one face and going out with another?
And what are we going to do about Mr. Hoskins?
Mr. Hoskins. Oh, it can't be very comfortable for him in there. And he's been so patient, the poor dear. Well, I think Teddy had better take Mr. Hoskins downstairs right away.
Abby, I will not invite Jonathan to the services.
Oh, no. We'll wait until they've gone to bed, and then we'll come down and hold the services.
General Bubbles was very pleased. He says the canal is just the right size.
Teddy, there's been another yellow fever victim.
Dear me, this will be quite a shock to the general.
Well, then perhaps we shouldn't tell him about it.
Ah, but it's his department.
Oh no, we mustn't tell him, Teddy. It would just spoil his visit.
I'm sorry, Aunt Abby, he must be told. Army regulations, you know.
Oh, no, Teddy. We must keep it a secret.
Yes.
A state secret.
Yes, a state secret.
Promise?
You have the word of the President of the United States. Cross my heart and hope to die. Now, how are we going to keep this a secret?
Oh, well, Teddy, you go back down in the cellar, and then when I turn out the lights, when it's all dark, you come back up and take the poor man down to the canal. Now, go along, Teddy.
And we'll come down later and hold the services.
You may announce that the President will say a few words. Where is the poor devil?
He's in the window seat.
Seems to be spreading. We never had yellow fever there before.
Martha, when Jonathan and Dr. Einstein come back, let's see if we can get them to go to bed right away.
Oh, yes. And then when they're asleep, we can get dressed for the funeral.
Yes.
You know, Abby, I've never even seen Mr. Hoskins.
Oh, my goodness, that's right. You were out. Well, you just come over here and see him right now. He's really very nice looking, considering he's a Methodist.
We're bringing the luggage in through here.
Jonathan, your room is waiting for you. You can go right up.
I'm afraid we don't keep Brooklyn hours, but you two run along to bed.
Oh, you must be very tired, both of you. And we don't go to bed this early.
Well, you should. It's time I came home to take care of you.
But Jonathan, we weren't prepared to go.
Aunt
until
Martha,
after-
did you hear me say go to bed? We'll take the instruments to the laboratory in the morning. Now, we're all going to bed.
Well, I'll wait till you're up, then I'll turn out the lights.
Another flight, Doctor. Run along, Aunt Martha. All right, Aunt Abby.
I'll be right up.
Now, Aunt Abby, turn off the lights.
Oh.
coast is clear now.
I'll get the window open. You go around back and hand him through.
No, Johnny, he is too heavy for me. You will go outside and push, and I will stay in here to pull, and together we will get Mr. Spinoso down to Panama.
All right. I'll take a look around outside the house. When I tap on the glass, you open the window.
Okay, Johnny. Here we go. All right. Alley-oop.
Here. It's heavy.
You push, I pull. And Troy. Sorry, Johnny. That was me. I slipped.
Be more careful.
Oh, it's true. It came off. Johnny, somebody's at the front door. You go quickly. I will take care of things in here.
Miss Abby. Miss Martha. Miss Abby. Miss Martha. Oh! Who is that? Teddy, is that you? Who are you?
Who are you?
I'm Elaine Harper. I live next door.
Then what are you doing here?
I came over to see Miss Abby and Miss Martha.
Turn on the lights, Doctor. You chose a rather untimely moment for a social call.
I think you better explain what you're doing here.
We happen to live here.
You don't live here. I'm at this house every day and I've never seen you before. Where are Miss Abby and Miss Martha? What have you done to them?
I haven't seen them in quite a while.
Maybe you should introduce yourselves.
This is Dr. Einstein,
Dr. Einstein?
a surgeon of great distinction and something of a magician.
And I suppose you're going to tell me you're Boris?
I'm Jonathan Brewster.
You're Jonathan.
I see you've heard of me.
Yes, this afternoon for the very first time.
What did they say about me?
Only that there was another brother named Jonathan. That's all that was said. Well, that explains it. Now that I know who you are, I'll just be running along home.
That explains everything. Just what did you mean by that? Why did you come here at this time of night?
I thought I saw someone prowling around the house. I suppose that was you.
Thought you saw someone prowling around the house.
Oh, yes, weren't you outside? Isn't that your car?
You saw somebody in the car.
Yes.
What else did you see?
Well, that's all I saw.
What else did you see?
Just someone walking around the house to the car. That's why I came over here. I wanted to tell Miss Abby to maybe call the police, but if that was you and that's your car, well, then I don't need to bother Miss Abby. I'll just be running along.
What was the man doing in the car?
Well, I don't know. You see, I was on my way over here.
I think you're lying.
Johnny, I think she is telling the truth. We can let her go.
I think she's lying. Breaking into a house this time of night. I think she's dangerous. She shouldn't be allowed around loose.
Get your hands off me! No!
It's going to be a play,
Teddy!
you.
Teddy, tell these men who I am!
Oh, that's
No!
my daughter, Alice.
No!
Handkerchief.
Teddy! Teddy, please!
The cellar.
Just hurry. Cellar.
What's the matter? What's happening now?
You got a burglar, a sneak thief. Go back to bed.
Call the police.
We've called the police. We'll handle this. Go back to bed. Hear me?
Mama, where have you been?
To the Nora Bay's Theater, and I should have known better.
Oh,
My God, it's still there.
it's your brother Jonathan, dear. This is Dr. Einstein.
I know this isn't a nightmare, but what is it?
I've come back home, Mortimer.
What did you say this was?
It's your brother Jonathan. He's had his face changed. Dr. Einstein performed the operation.
Jonathan. Jonathan, you always were a horror, but do you have to look like one?
Easy, Johnny, easy.
Mortimer, Have you forgotten the things I used to do to you when we were boys? Remember the time you were tied to the bedpost? The needles under your fingernails?
My God, it is Jonathan. Yes, I remember. I remember you as the most detestable, vicious, venomous form of animal life I ever knew.
Well, now, don't you two boys start quarreling again the minute you've seen each other.
There won't be any fight, Aunt Amy. Jonathan, you're not wanted here. Get out!
Dr. Einstein and I have been invited to stay.
Not in this house.
Just for tonight.
I don't want him anywhere near me.
Well, we did invite them for tonight, and it wouldn't be very nice to go back on our word.
All right, tonight. But the first thing in the morning, out. Where are they sleeping?
Oh, we put them in Jonathan's old room.
That's my old room. I'm sleeping in that room. I'm here to stay.
Oh, Mortimer, I'm so glad.
Johnny, we will sleep down here tonight.
You bet your life you sleep down here.
You will sleep here on the sofa, and I will sleep up there on the window seat.
The window seat! Oh, let's not argue about it. That window seat's good enough for me. I'll sleep on the window seat.
You know, Johnny, all of this arguing, it's making me think of Mr. Spinozzo.
And also, well now, Mortimer, it really isn't necessary to inconvenience you like this. We'll sleep down here tonight.
Jonathan, your sudden consideration for me is very unconvincing.
Johnny, let's go upstairs and get our things, shall
Don't bother, Doctor.
Doctor, I've completely lost track of Mr. Spinozzo.
Who's this Mr. Spinozzo?
He is a friend of ours that Johnny has been looking for.
Well, don't bring anyone else in here.
Come on, Johnny. We're going to tell you all about it as we pack, okay?
Oh, Mortimer, you don't have to sleep down here. I can go in with Martha, and you can take my room.
No trouble at all, Aunt Tabby. We'll be packed in a few minutes. And then you can have the room, Mortimer.
You're just wasting your time. I told you. I'm sleeping down here tonight.
Mortimer,
What's the matter with you, dear?
I've almost been killed.
You've almost been... Abby, Martha?
Oh, it was They mistook us for a sneak thief.
No, it was more than that. He's some kind of a maniac. Mortimer, I'm afraid of him.
Darling, you're trembling. Have you got any smelling salts?
No, but how about some hot tea or coffee?
Coffee. Make some for me, too. And some sandwiches. I haven't had any dinner.
We'll make something for both of you, dear. Martha, we can leave our hats down here now.
Are you going somewhere? Do you have any idea what time it is? It's after 12.
Oh.
12! Oh, dear, you've got to go home.
What?
Oh, he wanted some sandwiches for you both. It won't take a minute. Remember, we wanted to celebrate your engagement. Oh, yes, that's what we'll do. We'll fix a nice supper for both of you, and we'll open a bottle of wine.
All right. No wine!
Mortimer! What is going on in this house?
What do you mean, what's going on in this house?
You were supposed to take me to dinner and the theater tonight, and you called that off. You asked me to marry you, I said I would, and then 5 minutes later you throw me out of the house. Tonight, just after your brother tries to strangle me, you want to chase me home. Now listen, Mr. Brewster, before I go home, I want to know where I stand. Do you love me?
I love you very much, dear. In fact, I love you so much I can't marry you.
Have you suddenly gone crazy?
I don't think so, but it's just a matter of time. You see, insanity runs in my family. Practically gallops. That's why I can't marry you, dear.
No, wait a minute. You're going to have to do better than that.
No, dear, there's a strange taint in the Brewster blood. If you really knew my family, it's what you'd expect if Strindberg had written Hell's a Poppin'.
Now, just because Teddy is a little...
No, it goes way back. The first Brewster, the one who came over on the Mayflower, you know how in those days the Indians used to scout the settlers? He used to scout the Indians.
Mortimer, that's ancient history.
No, the whole family. Take my grandfather. He tried his patent medicines out on dead people to be sure he wouldn't kill them.
Well, he's not so crazy. He made $1 million.
And there's Jonathan. You just said he was a maniac. He tried to kill you.
Well, he's your brother, not you. I'm in love with you.
And there's Teddy, too. You know Teddy. He thinks he's Roosevelt. No, dear, no Brewster should marry. I realize now that if I'd met my father in time, I'd have stopped him.
Oh, darling, now all this doesn't prove that you're crazy. Well, look at your aunts. They're Brewsters, aren't they? And the sanest, sweetest people I've ever known.
Well, even they have their peculiarities.
Well, yes, but what lovely peculiarities. Kindness, generosity, human sympathy.
There's another one!
Oh, Mortimer, there's plenty of others. You can't tell me anything about your aunts.
I'm not going to! something very important has just come up.
Up from where? We're here alone together.
I know I'm acting irrationally, but just put it down to the fact that I'm a mad Brewster.
If you think you're gonna get out of this by pretending you're insane, you're crazy. Maybe you're not gonna marry me, but I'm gonna marry you. Well, I love you, you dope.
Well, if you love me, will you get the hell out of here?
Will you walk me home, won't you? I'm afraid.
Afraid? A little walk to the cemetery?
Kiss me goodnight, Mortimer.
Of course, dear. Good night, dear. I'll call you in a day or two.
You critic.
And Abby and Martha, come in here.
We'll be in a minute, dear.
Come in here now.
Yes, dear.
I thought you promised me not to let anyone in this house while I was gone.
Well, Jonathan.
I don't mean Jonathan.
And Dr. Einstein.
I don't
is
mean
with me.
Dr. Einstein. Who's that in the window seat?
Who told you, dear? Mr. Hoskins.
It is not Mr. Hoskins.
Who can that be?
Are you trying to tell me you've never seen this man before?
Yes, I am. Wow, this is a fine how you do. It's getting so anybody thinks they can just walk into this house.
Never mind, Abby, don't try to get out of it. That's another one of your gentlemen.
Oh, Mortimer, how can you say such a thing? That man's an imposter.
Oh, and Abby,
And if he came here to be buried in our cellar, he's mistaken.
but you admitted to me that you put Mr. Hoskins in the window seat.
Yes, I did.
Well, this man couldn't have just gotten the idea from Mr. Hoskins. By the way, where is Mr. Hoskins?
He must have gone to Panama.
Oh, you buried him.
Oh, no, not yet. He's just down there waiting for the services. Poor dear. We haven't had a minute what with Jonathan in the house. Oh, dear. We've always wanted to hold a double funeral. But I will not read services over a total stranger.
A stranger. And Abby, how can I believe you? There are 12 men in the cellar, and you admit you poisoned them.
Yes, I did. But you don't think I stooped to telling a fib. Martha!
Mortimer, I'd like to have a word with you.
The word's all you'll have time for, Jonathan, because I've decided that you and your doctor friend are going to have to get out of this house just as quickly as possible.
I'm glad you recognize the fact that you and I can't live under the same roof. But you've arrived at the wrong solution. Take your suitcase and get out!
Jonathan, you're beginning to bore me. You played your one-night stand in Brooklyn. Move on.
My dear Mortimer, just because you've moved from the back bench to the typewriter, don't think you've grown up. I'm staying, and you're leaving. And I mean now.
If you think I can be frightened, if you think there's anything that I
I've
fear...
lived a strange life, Mortimer, but it's taught me one thing. To be afraid of nothing.
Martha, just look and see what's in that window seat.
No, not happy. Jonathan! Let Aunt Martha see what's in the window seat. Aunt Abby, I owe you an apology. I have very good news. Jonathan is leaving. He's taking Dr. Einstein and their cold companion with him. Jonathan, you're my brother. You're a Brewster. I'm giving you the opportunity to get away and take the evidence with you. You can't ask for more than that. Very well, in that case, I have to call the police.
Don't reach for that telephone. Are you still giving orders after seeing what's happened to Mr. Spinalzo?
Spinalzo? I knew he was a foreigner.
What happened to Mr. Spinalzo can happen to you, too.
Oh, who can that be?
Hello, Miss Abby.
Officer, is there something we can do for you?
Oh, no, I just saw your lights on and I thought there might be sickness in the house. Oh, you've got company. Sorry to have disturbed you.
No, come in, come
Yes,
in.
come in.
Yes, come right in, Officer O'Hara. This is our nephew Mortimer.
Well, pleased to meet you.
And this is another nephew, Jonathan.
Happy to make your acquaintance. Gee, it must be nice having your nephews here to visit. Will they be staying with you for a bit?
I'm staying. My brother Jonathan is just leaving.
We've met here before, haven't we? Your face looks familiar.
Oh, well, he's not been here. He hasn't been home in years.
Maybe I've seen you in a picture of it.
I don't think so.
Yes, Jonathan, I'd hurry if I were you. Your things are all packed anyway, aren't they?
Well, it looks like you'll be saying your goodbye, so I'll be getting
Well,
along.
what's the rush? I'd like to have you stick around until my brother goes.
I just came around just to make sure everything was all right.
We're going to have some coffee in a minute. Why don't you join us?
Oh, yes, I forgot the coffee.
And I'll make some more sandwiches. I should know your appetite by now, Officer O'Hara.
Oh, don't bother. I've got to ring in a minute.
You can have a cup of coffee with us. My brother will be going soon. Sit down.
I've seen a picture of your brother somewhere.
I don't think so.
Mighty familiar, like I've seen him before.
He looks like somebody you've probably seen in the movies.
Oh, not the movies. I hate the movies. Never go to the movies. My mother calls them a bastard art.
Yeah, it's full of them. Your mother said that?
Yes. She's an actress. A stage actress. Perhaps you've heard of her. Peaches Latour.
Sounds like a name I've seen in a program. What did she play?
Well, her big hit was Mutt and Jet. Played it for 3 years. I was born on tour. The end of the second season.
Where?
Yes. Sioux City, Iowa. I was born in the dressing room at the end of the second act. Mother was able to make the finale.
What a trooper. I bet there's a great story in your mother. You know I write about the theater.
You do? Say, you're not the Mortimer Brewster drama critic.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so happy to meet you. You know, Mr. Brewster, you and I are in the same line of business.
We are.
Sure, I'm a playwright. All this being on the police force is just temporary.
How long have you been on the force?
12 years. I'm building up material for a play.
I bet it's a honey.
Oh, and it ought to be with all the drama I see here being a cop. Mr. Brewster, you wouldn't believe all the things you see here in Brooklyn.
I think I might.
Say, what time is it?
10 after 1.
Gee, I gotta ring in.
Oh, wait a minute over here. About that play of yours. I might be able to help you.
You would? Gee, this is fate me coming in here tonight. Sit down and I'll tell you the plot.
Oh, you're going? Good. You don't have much time, you know.
Oh, well, everything's just about ready. Oh, you're leaving, Jonathan. Well, goodbye. Goodbye, Dr. Einstein. Say, doesn't that case belong to you?
Yes, Jonathan, you got to take everything with you. Well, O'Hara, it was nice meeting you. We'll get together later and talk about your play.
Oh, I'm not going anywhere now, Mr. Brewster.
Why not?
Well, didn't you just tell me you were going to help me with my play? We're going to sit right here and write my play together.
I can't do that, O'Hara. I'm not a creative writer.
Oh, I'll do the creating. All you've got to do is put the words to it.
O'Hara.
No. I ain't leaving this house until I tells you the plot.
In that case, Mortimer, we'll be running along.
Don't try that. You can't go yet. You've got to take everything with you, you know. Look, O'Hara, my brother's just going. You run along now.
No, I can wait. I've been waiting 12 years.
I'm sorry I was so long.
Don't bring that in here. Officer O'Hara, will you join us for a bite in the kitchen?
The kitchen? Do you mind eating in the kitchen? I'm so
Oh, no. Where else would you eat?
Well, then come along, Officer
Yes,
O'Hara. It was nice seeing you again, Jonathan. Goodbye.
I'm glad you came back to Brooklyn, Jonathan. Because it gives me a chance to throw you out. And the first one out is your boyfriend, Mr. Spinalzo.
Say, Mr. Brewster, we can meet in here, all right?
Coming right in.
I might have known you'd grow up to write a play with the police.
Get going now. All 3 of you.
Doctor, this affair between my brother and me has got to be settled.
Now, Johnny, we have trouble enough. Your brother, he has given us a chance to get away. What more could you ask for?
You don't understand. This goes back a good many years.
Johnny, come on now. Let's get going.
We're not going. We're going to sleep right here tonight.
With this cop in the kitchen? And Mr. Spinalzo up there in the window seat?
That's all he's got on us. We'll take Spinalzo down and dump him in the bay, and then come right back here. And if he tries to interfere...
Johnny, now.
Doctor, you know when I've made up my mind.
Yeah, when you make up your mind, You lose your head. Brooklyn is not a good place for you.
Doctor!
Okay, we will do it. We will stick together. But one day, we are going to get stuck together. If we're coming back here, do we have to take these with us?
No, leave them here. Hide the instruments in the cellar. Move fast! And also go out the same way he came in.
Johnny, come quickly.
What's the matter?
You know that hole in the cellar?
Yes.
We've got an ace in that hole. Come quickly, I will show you.
Jonathan? Jonathan? Jonathan?
Yes, Mortimer.
Where have you two been? I thought I told
We're
you.
not going.
Oh, you're not? You think I'm not serious? You want Officer O'Hare to know what's in that window?
We're staying here.
All right, you asked for it. This gets me rid of you and Officer O'Hare at the same time. Officer O'Hare, come in here.
If you tell O'Hara what's in the window seat, I'll tell him what's down in the cellar.
The cellar?
There's an elderly gentleman down there who seems to be very dead.
What were you doing out of the cellar?
But what is he doing down in the
Oh,
cellar?
no, I've had plenty. Thank you, man. They were very good.
Now, what are you going to tell O'Hara?
Say, Mr. Brewster, now your aunt's want to hear the story. Should I bring them up?
No, you can't do that right now. You got to go ring in.
No, the heck we're bringing in. I want to tell your aunts the story, so I'm going to bring them in here.
No, not in front of all these people. We'll get alone together someplace later.
Okay. How about the back room at Kelly's?
Fine, you go ring in and I'll meet you at Kelly's.
How about down in the cellar?
The cellar? That's fine with me. Is this the way?
No, we'll go to Kelly's, but you're gonna ring in on the way.
Okay, but that'll only take a couple of minutes.
I'll ditch this guy and be back in 5 minutes. I expect to find you gone. Wait for me.
We'll wait for him, Doctor. I've waited a great many years for a chance like this.
We have got him right where we want him. Boy, did he look guilty.
Take the bag back up to our room, Doctor.
Have they gone? Oh, we thought we heard somebody leave.
Just board him up. He'll be back in a few minutes. Is there any food left in the kitchen? I think Dr. Einstein and I would enjoy a bite.
But you won't have time. Oh, no. If you're still here when Mortimer gets back, he won't like it.
Oh, he will like it. He has got to like it.
Get us something to eat while we bury Spinalzo in the cellar.
Oh, no. Oh, we can't stay in our cellar, Jonathan. You've got to take him with you.
There's a friend of Mortimer's downstairs waiting for him.
A friend of Mortimer's?
He and Mr. Spinalzo will get along fine together. They're both dead.
They must mean Mr. Hoskins.
Mr. Hoskins?
You know about what's downstairs?
Of course we do, when he's no friend of Mortimer's. He's one of our gentlemen.
You're a gentleman?
And we won't allow any strangers to be buried in our cellar.
But Mr. Hoskins,
Mr. Hoskins isn't a stranger. Besides, there's no room for Mr. Spinalzo. The cellar's crowded already.
crowded with what?
There are 12 graves down there now.
12 graves.
Yes, that leaves very little room, and we're going to need it.
You mean you and Aunt Martha have murdered?
Murdered? Certainly not. It's one of our charities. Well, what we're doing is a mercy. So you just take your Mr. Spinalzo out of here.
Done that here, in this house, and buried them down there.
Johnny, we have been chased all over the world. And these two ladies have stayed right here in Brooklyn. And they have done just as good as you have.
What?
The ladies have 12 and you have 12.
I have 13.
No, Johnny, you only have 12.
13. There's Mr. Spinalzo, the first one in London, the 2 in Johannesburg, the 1 in Sydney, the 1 in Melbourne, the 2 in San Francisco, the 1 in Phoenix, Arizona.
Phoenix?
The filling station.
Oh, yeah, that fella.
The 3 in Chicago, and the 1 in South Bend. That makes 13.
No, Johnny, you cannot count the one in South Bend, Indiana. He died of pneumonia.
He wouldn't have died of pneumonia if I hadn't shot him.
No, Johnny, he died of pneumonia. He don't count.
With me, I say 13.
No, Johnny, you have 12 And the ladies have 12. They are just as good as you are.
They are they? Well, that's easily taken care of. All I need is one more. That's all.